RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right. Oh, shit. How's the audio? All right, guys. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a couple of days. What am I missing? Hopefully everything's playing. Yes. Thank you. I see you guys in the chat. Thank you for hanging out. Nice to see you, JD. Nice to see you, Haiku. Oh, that's funny. You can hear me. Tappity tap, tappity tap, tapping on the keyboard. Trying to get ready. Trying to make sure I have everything connected. Yeah, Tara Jr.'s out. He's roaming around free. And that's because I have some cat sitters. I'm cat sitting. I have some cats in the bedroom, so I don't have any room. So he's got to stay out here free. So hopefully he'll behave himself. All right. So sorry I wasn't able to do a show this week. It's just that this is my schedule. Yeah. Thank you, JD. Audio is clear. Audio and video clear. Good. So, see? Just like I said, here he comes. Here comes the fucking troublemaker. I'm sorry. It is what it is tonight. It's going to be like this next week, too. Come on, asshole. Come on. You trying to get over here? Come on. So, yeah, all right. Come on over, then. I apologize for the people who don't like it. All right, you fucking pain in my ass. Sit down. Stop it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm taking him I gotta take him to the doctor. I think he might have arthritis or something. That's another thing. Because I noticed he's not able to jump as much as he used to. When he jumps up, he hesitates. Hi, Tara Jr. Yes, so I think, and that's why maybe he's grumpy, I'm thinking. I don't know. He's got this grumpiness about him. So, and I know, as we get older, we get the little aches and pains. So, he must feel it too. Maybe he's just got a lot of aches and pains and they're not being addressed. All right. I don't want to be bit. So, okay, let me get shit together and we'll start the show. I gotta, hopefully, we still have an audience after dealing with this. Maybe I'll put him in the bathroom. So, okay. What? Let's see how many I can make. Oh, only 3. There's 3 of me. Well, 1 is a cat, but does that count? There's 2. There's 1. There's me. All right. So, let's see. What do we want to talk about? Let me say, yes, I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a show this week. If you can, whatever, please become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin, because that'll help, avoid that, because I have to work. If the schedule gets in the way, I can't do the show. I hate that because I do hate, not doing a consistent weekday show. It hurts the audience as well. It hurts my soul, but it also hurts what we're trying to do, because you can't really build an audience if you're, not consistent in the time, and you know what I'm saying. So everybody, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, and also, I don't know what's going on with APS Radio News, but if you want to check it out, please do. I don't know. Charlie's gone kind of radio silent, so I just sending him good vibes. Hopefully all is well. I don't know. So, but we stick together, we win. That's how we roll, and we're all fighting for a better country, and God damn it. I don't know if you've noticed. It's kind of a shit show out there. Don't you think? The cats are why you're here, Lavender? Okay. Whatever gets you to the table. Oh, also, one more thing. If you can give the show a good review on iTunes, that will help. We haven't had any reviews for a while, but if you can't make a good review, don't worry about it. Just don't do it. Because I don't go to your job and tell you you suck. So, what makes you think I want to hear that from you? If you don't like the show, if you don't like my politics, fine, whatever. You don't have to post it on the damn stream, whatever. Or on the, you don't get to give a review. Just shut up and move on. Okay. But if you like the show, give it a good review on iTunes. That helps. Okay, now we're getting to work. So, there's so much that is irritating. What I wanted to talk about, you know that Ethan Schmidt asshole? He's a closet case. There's no doubt in my mind that if everybody who was gay suddenly turned purple, he would look like a Teletubby. There's no doubt. Because there's something wrong with right wing, and this is what I'm sick of. I'm sick of the right wingers on so many levels, but I'm sick of the tantrums. You know, it fits with everything though, because it's everything that they complain about or that they accuse us of. It's either a projection or a confession, whatever words come out of their mouth. It's either a projection or a confession, but everything, and we do mean everything. The projection that we have had to endure from right-wingers forever, since I have become politically aware, since when I was a kid. When I grew up and started looking around and saying, this sucks. And it's we've had to hear the Republicans talk about how, everybody's not patriotic enough. I remember when I was a kid hearing my aunt say, and my family are normal people, for the most part. They're Democrats. My grandfather, who I never met, because both my grandfathers passed away before I was born, but my aunt tells me a story of how my grandfather, he wrote to one of his brothers back in Ireland. Oh shit, what the hell? You see, I hit the wrong button. That's all that happens. You just have to hit one button and it goes off the air. But he wrote his brother in Ireland telling him that one of his proudest possessions was the Union card that he held in his wallet, that he carried in his wallet. And I really appreciate that. And, my father's brothers were all normal people. My father's sisters were, for the most part, normal people. And except my father was the outlier. He was a working class person, but through and through. But he, was kind of racist. So that's the bottom line. He was susceptible to the siren song of republicanism. And but for forever, I remember hearing these right wingers. I remember when I was little, somebody hearing something. Remember those stickers that were on people's cars? And I guess it was around, after the Vietnam War. So, when I was little, their Vietnam veterans were, I guess, they were not old men at the time, so it was pretty fresh in people's minds. But they would have stickers on the car, America, love it or leave it. That was kind of a conservative thing. And if only really they would take their own advice, frankly, because even then What do you love about America? They don't love America. They love the flag, I guess, which is not really loving America, because everything that they talk about, not this respect for the flag. That's one thing. What are you respecting? There's nothing more totalitarian than mandatory flag salutes. I don't see what is so, hard to understand about that. When they get so upset about people not somehow, worshiping the flag in the way that they believe it should be. Hold on, but we'll get into it. Hold on. Come back. But, so it's just emblematic of who they are. Yes, you remember them. Kathy, Haiku, yeah. I remember America, love it or leave it. That was the conservative answer to anybody who pointed out any of the problems that we faced. And it's sort of, this is the conservative way. They seem to be, well, it's all, they lack the fundamental maturity to function in a democratic society, in a free democratic society. So it's a way of basically putting people, in their hierarchies. There's nothing, you can't fix perfect. So if, and they are such children that they don't seem to be able to understand that it's because we love America that we want to talk about making it better for all. Finally, at least stepping in the right direction of a more perfect union, allowing, opening our arms to the diversity of this country. And there's a lot to really appreciate about. I mean, in my opinion, I think we have pretty cool aspirations laid out for us in the founding documents, but we've never ever come close to actualizing them. And in fact, democracy has always been aspirational, never actualized here in the country since the founding. Be it Jim Crow, there's always somebody who's on the outside. So, and we notice the more we become better human beings, Republicans, they just can't handle it. So here we are again with the right wing. I can't even believe that. I'm witnessing. You think that you take two steps forward, 2 steps back, and whatnot. We think we've made a lot of progress with the LGBT community, right? That's what I think. Well, we finally have the freedom to form a legal marriage contract with somebody of the same PP, which is pretty fascinating to me, why anybody would give a shit. But there you go. It's the sky spook. But the whole thing, it's really everything I say. I've been telling you guys forever that, Republicans, they can't handle democracy. They can't handle freedom. They hate diversity. They hate, they hate the very essence of what this country is. So the backlash against progress is pretty stark right now. And I don't know about you, but I'm goddamn sick of it. And on some level, as much as it sucks to live through, I want to remind everybody what we say at the end of every show. We will win. We've already won. This is what the Republicans can't stand. This is what the backlash is about. You know, when they're attacking the LGBT pride displays in Target specifically right now, and everywhere else, you know, that is a case in point. They're trying to drag us back to the Dark Ages. This is what I say. What do I say all the time? They can't handle. They're not trying to destroy the New Deal. They're trying to drag us back to the Dark Ages. You know, right past the progressive era, right past the American Revolution. They want to roll back the American Revolution right to the Dark Ages. And if you think I'm not kidding, let me show you something. This is not LGBT related, but it is in some level. This shows you what we're dealing with. And I don't, you know, and JD, I noticed, is here tonight, who lives in the UK, the lucky bastard that he is. And I wonder if maybe JD, when I play this clip, if JD can let us know if there are similar politicians, if he has to deal with similar politicians in his country, which would have been my country if my grandmother didn't leave. Well, I guess it would have been Ireland would have been my country, but I would have been in, you know, I would have probably been less stressed out about everything. So, yeah, I mean, my grandfather was in the English Army. And so, you know, we've worn the uniform of many countries. So, all right, whatever. What am I saying here? Hold on. I just got a bill. You know, we were doing a show and then something pops up on your phone that you paid a bill, I guess. Okay. Good. It got paid. It's Skype specifically. All right, here we go. Here, let me ask you, do you have politicians like this in any other place in the modern world?
Well, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. So is it or not? I don't know 100%, but it's just, it doesn't make sense the other way. Now that you see it.
The people that defend the globe don't know anything about the globe, because if they knew a tenth of what Matt and I know about the globe, they would be flat earthers, because it's absolutely ridiculous.
I can't unsee this. All the globes everywhere. I turn on TV, there's globes in the background. There's globes on there right here. Like, this would be a globe if I was a normal person. Like, everywhere there's globes. You see them all the time.
Did you catch that? Now, if those on the podcast, and for people who are so baffled, it's almost like you can't absorb what you're seeing. Let me just explain what we're watching. This is Candace Taylor. She's in a position of leadership in the Republican Party. She is the Georgia State Republican chair. She's the chair. She's their leader. They were like, hey, let's get Candace to lead us. Okay, she's not an outlier. She's not a fringe member of this cult. She is somebody that they said, hey, you know what? We all got together and we think Candace is the most qualified person to lead this shit show called the GOP fascist kiss up, kick down, Trumpanzee, triggered snowflake shit show, clown show. And what she's talking about is the conspiracy to make everybody think the earth is round. I'm not kidding. So that's what when they're saying globes, there are globes everywhere. She's upset that we're being indoctrinated by, I guess, everybody who's not a freak, who lives in the 13th century, that the earth is round. It's a conspiracy. Hold on. All right, so let's keep going. I'll just roll it back a little bit. So this is Candace Taylor explaining how she finally had her awakening to realize that the earth is round, that the whole conspiracy for, I guess, nefarious scientists to convince her that the earth is round by showing her pictures of globes everywhere, globes this, globes that, Harlem Globetrotters, globe, how many words, I don't know. You can use globe in a sentence somehow.
Background, there's globes on there right here. Like this would be a globe if I was a normal person.
If I was a normal person.
Globes. You see them all the time.
That's the other thing I want to point out. You see, that's probably the truest thing she's ever said. If I were a normal person. If only, Candace. If only. But then you wouldn't be in the Republican Party. Right? You would be a normal person. You would be, that doesn't mean you need to be a Democrat. You would be a liberal, a progressive, a normal person capable of functioning in a society, a free democratic society, a diverse society, a big, big world that is round.
Background, there's globes on there right here. Like this would be a globe if I was a normal person. Like everywhere there's globes. You see them all the time. I mean, it's constant. My children will be like, Mama, globe, 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 globe. They're everywhere. And that's what they do to brainwash. And so for me, if it is not a conspiracy, if it is, real, why are you pushing so hard? Everywhere I go, every store, you buy a globe. There's globes everywhere, every movie, every TV show, news media. Why?
Why? Why are there globes everywhere? That's what she's finally woken up to, the globes conspiracy. Why do they show you globes everywhere? On the TV, every movie has a globe. Every poster, every globe in a classroom is a globe. It's incredible. This is a leader in the GOP. I can't stress that enough. They chose her to lead them. This is who they are. This is the GOP, the Republican Party. It's who they are. And the other thing I wanted to play, I'm sure you saw, it's sort of related. It just goes to show you who they are. How I'm sure you saw the clip of Perjury Traitor Greene presiding over the House. Okay? I mean, that in itself is a laughable affair. And, it's a disgrace. What would the founders say, as fucked up as they were? What would they think of that traitorous, treasonous kook? She's another one. I wouldn't put it past her. If QAnon posted that, the earth was flat, she'd be somebody telling us, well, I was led. What did she say? That she was allowed to believe things that weren't true when she gave her non-apology apology on the floor of the House because she was being taken off committees for being an anti-Semite. And, now she's very upset about that, as they rewrite history and go back and pull, and now Republicans are pulling people off committees, people who are normal, who are, whose only crime is that they do their job and, they don't fall in line behind Trump, who's a crook and a criminal and a con man. But anyway, so here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, or a.k.a. Perjury Traitor Greene, presiding over the House.
The members are reminded to abide by decorum of the House.
That's amazing. And it's awesome. Oh, she's triggered.
In order.
In order. Order in the court.
The House will be in order.
In order. Oh God, her voice is like a rake on a chalkboard to me. The House will be in order. This is the same one. That's why everybody burst out laughing, because she's the one that was, jumping up on the chairs like a freaking baboon during the State of the Union. And not just the last one, the ones before, where she's liar, liar, but jumping up and down like a baboon. The House will be in order, and she doesn't. She's got no decorum. What does she know about decorum? This is the bitch that chased down a school massacre survivor and harassed him and filmed it. This is the troll, the walking troll that harassed AOC. She's got something about AOC. She really wants to be AOC. That's why I refuse to call her MTG, that people are calling, because it kind of gives her some legitimacy that she so craves. She's no JFK or LBJ or FDR. She's none of these people. And hopefully one of these days, very soon, she'll be gone. She'll be gone on some other, hopefully she'll be removed from the House by the voters of her district, because shame on anybody who votes for these people. This is what you're voting for. You're voting for somebody who, and this is why this is another example of the Republican clown show, because rules for thee and not for me, right? I need to remind you about the decorum of the House. What did she say exactly? Abide by decorum.
The members are reminded to abide by decorum of the House.
I love it. Even the right wing is on the side. I don't know if you can really see it, but even the Republicans laughed. And the corporate media reported it as the Democrats. Well, it wasn't just the Democrats laughing, because you could see some of them in the other side of the aisle just starting around. Like, are you for real, bitch? The members are reminded to abide by decorum. Only I can jump on my seat and call the President of the United States a liar during the State of the Union in front of the whole world. Only I can do that. You see, rules for me rules for thee, not for me. And that's the Republican way. You see, she doesn't have the maturity to have an ounce of introspection. I'm sure she felt harassed, put upon, who knows, triggered, right? Why are they laughing at me? Why are you laughing? You think that she would take a moment and look at herself and be like, I'm a laughingstock. What have I done? What have I done to myself and my good name? If she ever had, which of course she never did, but you think she would take that moment where the world put up a mirror to her face? No, she would, of course I am sure, excused it as, oh, it's those Democrats. The Democrats are playing politics or something, because it's never her fault. It's never their fault. They have they wash their hands of everything, rules for thee and not for me. They never mature. That's the Republican way. That is the American birthright to these right-wingers. That's freedom. To never, ever learn. To never change. To never, ever look at yourself. And especially if that makes you a little bit uncomfortable because you're such a fragile little snowflake. These people that scream about freedom, and they lack the maturity to handle freedom. That's why they want to shove it down your throats. They want everybody to behave and be exactly what they want you to be, which is nothing. They want you to be them, small. I'll be right back. Because they can't handle freedom. They hate freedom. It's pathological with them. It's the truth. These are people, how do you... I mean, really. I'm so sick of them. And just an aside, as we're talking, this freaking debt ceiling thing is going on. I'm so sick of the conversation about the debt ceiling. It's ridiculous. And it only comes around when a Democrat is in office. Of course, right? And they have no shame. So, we could play clips of their Führer, the tax cheating, draft dodging, wannabe dictator con man with the fake university, saying, "Oh, no one would ever say what did he say? Mess with the debt ceiling." And did I get that? No, then that Byron Donalds was on Meet the Press, and he that's Byron Donalds. He's got darker pigment, so they nominated him for Speaker of the House, even though he's a freshman with no experience, but whatever. Of course, now he's on he's not leading any committees or anything because it was all a stunt. It was, I see your Hakeem Jeffries and I raise you Byron Donalds because he's got darker pigment too. So, but he was on Meet the Press and Chuck Todd asked him about it. Well, what about Trump saying that you don't, messing with the debt ceiling is a sacred thing? And Byron Donalds literally said, he said, well, the president, the fact that he calls him the president, this is another thing that gets under my skin. They even do that on the normal, quote unquote, normal corporate media, not just the right wing channels. They call him the president. He's not the fucking president. He's the former president. Okay, if you're gonna say it at all, otherwise he's Trump. He's the con man, really. He's the traitor who is in the process of a coup. He doesn't deserve any honorific nomenclature. Is that the right word? Or monikers. But so Byron Donalds said that the president has said he said that you don't mess with the debt ceiling when he was president, but he's not president anymore. And Chuck Todd said, "Don't you see how cynical that is?" And of course he excused that, but this is how they roll. The Republicans, they complain all the time that everybody is being political. You know what I mean? Everything that happens, you're playing politics. The next school massacre that is in the works, and every school massacre and massacre before it, you bring up the policies that need to change. You're playing politics. Everything's politics. Don't play politics with this. It's unseemly. But everything they do is politics. Nominating Byron freaking Donalds for Speaker of the House is politics. But it speaks to their who they are, because they have no respect for the American people. So they put on a show for them, for the dupes. I mean, we see right through it, but they put on a show for their dupes because these are dumbasses who are having conversations about the world being flat. And the person who thinks the world is flat is being elevated to leadership positions. So I don't get it. Why do these grifters deserve any respect? And this is, as far as the debt ceiling is concerned, I'm so sick of it that, I mean, why doesn't the president simply say, I'm not playing this game anymore? We have an obligation, it's in the Constitution, to pay our debts. The debt of the United States will not be questioned. It says it right there in the Constitution. You know, these strict constitutionalists are all about it, supposedly. Of course they're not. But why? I mean, if Joe Biden simply said, enough, I'm not negotiating with these terrorists, we are going to pay our debts and let them sue me. You know how many people would cheer in this? The entire country, except for the morons, would be relieved. And it also, it shows, a sense or a willingness to fight. That's another thing about the Democrats. What I feel like they don't seem to comprehend that the American people and people in general want a fighter. They want people to fight for them. The courage of their convictions. Just fight. Fight. You're on the right side of history. You have the Constitution behind you. Stop negotiating with terrorists. I'm so sick of it. And I know that the corporate media, they love it because they can just jerk it off all day and all night, and then talk about it and go around and say the countdown and the looming, we're going off a cliff, and and then put up the graphic of everything that's gonna go nuts when we default. And how we've never done it before, and how many times they raised the debt ceiling, and go to the tape and go to the clip, and here's this, and here's the graphic, and here's the quote, and here's the, and it goes on until the next time. And wouldn't it be nice to simply disarm these freaking monsters of one of their cudgels? Why? Why did we arm them with this cudgel? Just get it out of the baby's hand. The baby can't take it. It's like a little baby with a rattle. We are allowing them this power. They don't deserve it. And even Kevin McCarthy knows it. Because when they asked him about it, saying that the president said, which gave me a bit of relief when I heard, because Joe Biden did say he felt he had the constitutional authority to simply pay the debt under the 14th Amendment. And Kevin McCarthy's response was, well, that wouldn't be nice, or something, he didn't use those exact words, but he said that wouldn't be, well, wouldn't that be bad for him? Somebody who said that they were able to reach across the aisle and work with Republicans. And, that's what if that's your criticism, is saying to Joe Biden, well, you said you would work with us. And because what he's saying is he knows that Joe Biden has the absolute right and authority to pay the goddamn debt and be done with it. Be done with it. These fuckers ran it up. You want to roll back the Trump tax cuts? Of course not. They don't want to do anything to raise revenue. They don't want to look at the Pentagon budget. They don't want to do anything that doesn't destroy the American people further. That's what they want. They want to, because in their mission to drag us back to the Dark Ages, they need us. They need the working class to be the more malleable working poor. So, and if you're already on the balls of your ass and then they pull out any lifeline, they cut any lifeline that they could, that helps. That helps in the mission. It also separates people from their government even further by giving the Republicans wholeheartedly believe this, that the government, the American people shouldn't have any connection to their government, that government shouldn't do a damn thing for you, except, I guess, save you from having to see a rainbow flag or something, or a book, or, tell you what to read, tell you what to say. So, but that's it. They have, they really don't have a leg to stand on. And I'm sick of the Democrats playing this game, really. Just be done with them. Be done with this terrorist goddamn... Just be done with the terrorists already. Hold on. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? And thank you, Jim, for your super chat in the chat room. If you can become a patron, please do at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Yes, Tommy on the chat says, the New York State Attorney General addresses Trump as Mr. Trump, and I love her for it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's how he needs to be addressed. Mr. Trump is the only, respectful moniker he deserves. He doesn't even deserve that. Just call him Trump. If you call him the con man, everybody will know who you're talking about. Really. Putin puppet. Call him Trump University CEO. Call him the grifter, the serial bankrupt, tax cheating con man with the fake university. So, okay, yeah. And it's all connected to the fact that I'm sick of it. All right? I don't know about you, but I really am sick of right-wingers and their tantrums. Everything about them is a tantrum. Just like this debt ceiling negotiation. This is a tantrum. And it's a completely manufactured tantrum, but it's all about tantrums. And let's talk about, call him federal convict, Winston on the chat. Call him the sexual predator. That's what he is. Jury of his peers found him liable for sexual assault. Can you believe this? That's their leader, All over the country, Republicans are really disgusting. We know that, but they understand that they are on the wrong side of history. They're on the wrong side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Absolutely. We know that. And they know that too. That's why they're doing everything they can to mess with voting. In Florida, this wannabe dictator Ron DeSantis, who is a clown, and a not very funny one either, right? This is what is so effed up about these right wingers. just like they voted for, the flat Earth lady to be their leader. Why are you? I mean, you look at Ron DeSantis and you're like, he's great. He's my man. But didn't I say this early on that he's just another flash in the pan for these freaks? We've been through this before because Republicans really don't have leaders. All right. They have, it's sort of like, Johnny Bravo on the Brady Bunch. For those who remember, and if you don't remember, Johnny Bravo, there was an episode of the Brady Bunch where the oldest son, Greg Brady, was scouted by talent scouts, and they wanted him, when they were doing the Brady Bunch group, they wanted to pull him out of the group and give him his solo career as Johnny Bravo because he fit the suit. They had spent all this money on a suit, like Elvis wore, and the old Elvis, and he fit the suit, and that's all it is with right wingers. He fits their suit, I suppose, but he's he's not very anything. He's disgusting. I don't know if you saw the clip of him wiping his nose and then wiping it on an unsuspecting person's back. As he's doing the rounds in Iowa to try to be their new cult leader, I suppose. He's disgusting. Filth. What does that say? But the other thing about DeSantis, which I wasn't planning on talking to, because talking about him or talking to him. I'm giving him the silent treatment right now, but because I want to talk about Ethan Schmidt, but so let me see. So hold on, but I wanted to mention, where is this? Hold on, DeSantis. Did you hear about this? This is who he is. He is a dirtbag, obviously. We know Trump is a malignant narcissist, sociopath. I think that DeSantis is as well. He's definitely a malignant narcissist. And here, it says it all about who they are. According to, let's see, where is it? American author and critic Charles Finch claimed that GOP Florida Governor Ron DeSantis used to pronounce Thai food as thigh to assess his dates. So, a recent Financial Times profile on DeSantis, who will potentially run for president. Well, now he's already announced. And who cares? That's the other thing. The corporate media, it's such a waste of space. How long did we have to wait for this stinking announcement? Every day. Oh, will DeSantis run? Won't he run? And how many polls they commissioned? How much money do they waste on this nonsense? Who cares? Every profile on DeSantis should be that he is a wannabe dictator who is a threat to democracy, and God help us if he gets his wish to turn the United States into Florida. And the other thing that they never mention is the fact that he literally drew the maps that he won on. That Florida is so gerrymandered. Let me see. Where is it? That here, I was reading this article about it. Florida gerrymandered. That is so egregious what he did in Florida. Here's just a little segment. Let's see. Let me see. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law a gerrymandered voting map that virtually guarantees Republicans 4 more seats in Congress while cutting the number of black Democrats elected. The measure passed along party lines, and it was delayed when black Florida lawmakers staged an impromptu sit-in protests. But, whatever. But what he did was I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but he so gerrymandered the map of Florida, eliminating Democratic districts and then taking primarily African American districts and cutting them up and tucking them away into primary Republican districts, basically and effectively nullifying their votes. So that's the map he won on. And it's never mentioned that he gerrymandered this map, and it shouldn't have been allowed to happen. That's for sure. Since it was completely targeted and racist and right before an election. But okay, different rules for right wingers. It's okay if you're a Republican. So this is who Ron DeSantis is. He won originally, if everybody can remember, by a squeaker. And the reason I bring up the gerrymandered map is because we never hear about it on the corporate media, like I said. And they were even discussing it the other day. Of course, they always bring it up because now he's, running to be our authoritarian dictator. But on the corporate media, they were saying how he won on a slim margin in the original election which he sucked on Trump's anus, and but how the people of Florida must really love what he's doing with all of the attacks on trans people, the attacks on gay people, the attacks on Disney, and of course it's all anti-gay and anti-black, and because that's the heart of, in every Republican chest, beats the heart of fascism. But so they're saying that they must really love what he's up to if they elected him on this wide margin without mentioning the inherent corruption of what he did, which was unprecedented. In fact, so unprecedented that originally the Florida legislature resisted this map because they had a shred of dignity. So in the beginning, they didn't want to accept Ron DeSantis's hand-drawn map because they were trying to, I guess, give the illusion that they are an independent legislature. And maybe they were like, oh, we have some dignity. But, of course, that went by the wayside pretty quickly, as it always does in the right-wingers, right? All that is required for evil to flourish is good people doing nothing. I mean, well, I wouldn't call the Republicans good people, but they're certainly doing nothing. That when evil comes calling, they jump right in. They're like, hey, get in. We're doing evil shit. We're kicking down on less than 1% of the population. We're going to ensure violence from sea to shining sea. We're going to run on pardoning terrorists. We're going to run on hating trans people and gay people, and all under the guise of freedom and democracy and mom and apple pie. It's always about the children for these freaks, right? Now, never mind that the same dictator, the same wannabe dictator who's like, oh, take that mask off. No one wear a mask. Remember, he was harassing these young kids that were wearing a mask during the height of the pandemic. and get that mask off, because of freedom. When freedom is when a big white daddy tells you what to do and you just do it without question. That's freedom for a Republican. See, you're free to never have to make a decision of your own. You're free to fall in line and never question. Don't be yourself. You're free to be in this whatever they construct for you, in the box they put you in. You're free within those constraints. You see? And then if you go outside of that, they got something for you. And it's violence. It's a tantrum. Now it's tantrums and violence. It's only going to get worse. But like I said, we will win. We will win over these people because they've already lost. They have to try this hard to get any power. The problem in the country is that it's set up to have this tyrannical majority squat in their positions of power despite receiving fewer votes. I mean, this is a problem. But, we're aware of it now. I'm aware of it. We've been aware of it. Now it's out there that we have this tyrannical minority and they are corrupting government. And I don't know, how much longer are we going to take it? The fact is, I believe I know, maybe deluding myself, but there's no way DeSantis is ever going to be president. There's no way Trump is ever going to be president unless they steal it, they rig it. They are so successful in their in their coup at the local level that they usurp the will of the people, and as we know, they have no problem doing that. But as I was saying with DeSantis, this is who he is. In the Financial Times, author and critic Charles Finch recalled two things about his former classmate, known then as D. He did an uncanny impression of baseball star Jose Canseco, and according to a friend, he would tell dates that he liked Thai food but would pronounce it thigh. The article reads, and if they corrected him, Finch wrote that he would find an excuse to leave. Finch said DeSantis used this first date tactic because he didn't want a girlfriend who corrected him. What a little, tiny, little bitch he is. What a fragile, little, tiny waste of life, I mean, whatever, legally and peacefully. I'm just saying, what a small, little troll he is. You don't want to be corrected? Why? You want to go around like a dullard? Yes, of course. You want to go around stupid? Of course. You want to never learn? I mean, that's the Republican birthright. Like I said, never ever changing, never learning, never evolving, being a little snowflake, being easily triggered, being a racist, being an ignoramus with a second grade, if that first grade, most kindergarten view of your country's history. That's all they know about America, is that it's got a flag. It's got a red, white, and blue flag. It's got an eagle. Eagles are cool, right? Stars. I like stars and eagles and flags. That's all they know about America. What do you know about America? Oh, and the founders, no taxation without representation. That's what they know. They hear that, well, if they know that at all. Oh, they know the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. right? They don't know anything about it. They just don't, don't tread on me, meaning don't tell them that they have to look at a rainbow on a shirt. Don't tread on me. Nobody's treading on you, sweetie. No one's treading on you. In fact, you're really treading on us. The majority capable of functioning in a free democratic society, of a diverse population, the whole tapestry of humanity, we're capable of functioning among people. That's why, human beings create government so we can get along, get together, and have a functioning civilization. A little compromise here and there, but you would hope that you have the same goals in mind and you have the same objective of promoting the general welfare, of having a modern nation that is diverse and educated and free. And what is that freedom? It's not freedom to menace people with an assault weapon and hope that you're not next, right? Well, I was watching this show, and it's called Your Worst Nightmare or something. It's on, I guess, one of these, I think, Investigation Discovery or something. And I was watching it, and it is kind of scary. There's a lot of horrible, it's like horrible things that happen to people. How they survive, some of them don't survive, and then they have how it affects their families and loved ones. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. Come back to hear the end of the story. So I was watching Your Worst Nightmare, and, it's terrifying, and that hopefully, of course, if one day at a time there, but for the grace of God, all that, or God, so to speak, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So, but, and what I noticed was that a lot of these worst nightmares, in fact, it's like 99% of the episodes were about women being attacked in some form, and many of the examples, and they're all based on reality, on real life events, were men or former partners, boyfriends, husbands, whatever, hurting their female partners and many times shooting them because of the easy access to guns in this country. And, you're not free. We're not free. Right, Terry says on the chat, I've watched that show, Tara. So disturbing. It really is. It is the stuff of nightmares. And, it's, to me, it's infuriating because it's, it's barbaric. There was one episode, and it's all true, of course, where a husband, an estranged husband, and they have not joint custody. The woman has custody of their 3 sons, and he comes to pick them up one day, not his day to have them, and he says, can I take them out for pizza? And then she says, okay. But of course, she's endured years of abuse, and then he comes back, and he ends up shooting her father. He just goes on a rampage, trying to murder everybody in the family. Has the cops come, and of course the woman is dead, and the father is dead, but this is all because of guns. Everywhere we turn in this country, women are being attacked by their partners because there's easy access to guns. I mean, this happens all the time, but without the firearm, you might have a chance, And It's really true, yeah. So Terry says that's always in my mind when I watch it, the access to guns in this country. It's incredible. It's all, I don't know. I don't see, I mean, abuse happens. Just domestic violence is not unique to this country, but the fact that anybody can get a gun, especially someone who is violent, doesn't matter here in this country. You could just go and get a gun. It's disgusting. But what was I saying? I went off on a tangent. And, well, I guess this is a good... It's not really a tangent. It's an overarching theme where... And it's important. Oh, that's my freedom. My freedom to have a gun. Well, what about our freedom to live? Our freedom to just go about our day without having to worry. Without having to worry if a simple mistake or altercation turns into a deadly event. What about the freedom, to make a wrong turn into somebody's driveway or ring someone's doorbell? I remember when I was younger, I walked into somebody's house. My friend invited me over, and it was the first time I was over her house, and I walked into this person's house. I just walked in. She's like, "Yeah, just come in." So I walked into her house. It was her neighbor's house. It wasn't her house. And I walked in and I was like, this ain't Louise's house, is it? Right? I could have been shot. But there was a woman there. She was like, next door. So, anyway. It all kind of merges together. But in a way that I wanted to, because I wanted to talk about of course, what's going on with Target, the fact that they have conceded to the terrorists. This is a problem here. Just concede to the domestic terrorists. Why would you do that? Now, Target has, and for those who who are not from this country, and this may not be on their local news, Target for the past the store Target for the past 10 years has had a pride display in their stores across the country without incident. I'm sure there's been some, because there's always closeted Republicans running around who hate themselves and therefore are inflicting their manias on the rest of us. So but this year it's especially gruesome. Is that a word? I'm just kidding. Because the targeting of the LGBTQ community, and the Republican Party. And I have to remind everybody, we went through this on one of the shows not too long ago, how first they came for the LGBT community in Nazi Germany as well, right? First, that was the first target, was the gay community in the early days of the Nazis. In Berlin, Berlin had they were very progressive. That's why we can never be safe in the way that we think that our advancement as human beings is linear. So it's just not. So you wonder if these fascists hadn't taken over Germany and inflicted their manias on Western civilization and civilization as a whole, where would we be in general? Where would we be as a species without right-wingers holding us back, through violence, through all sorts of intimidation? So, yeah, in Nazi Germany, first they came for the LGBT community, and it's something that we need to really keep at the top of our minds, because they are incipient Nazis. The only thing that is different, I guess, is time, and well, it's a different time and it's a different environment. Given the right opportunity and environment, they would be putting people in camps. They were already violent and threatening people across the country right now. According to the ACLU is tracking 491 anti-gay bills in the United States, anti-LGBTQ bills in the United States. 491. Not one addresses inflation, right? None of them. All of the the promises that Republicans make, please, it's a joke. All they have is hate and division. And that's why their easily led followers are going out all across the country and inflicting their manias on, on shoppers, on Target, on PetSmart, on all different stores that celebrate Pride. They hate that. First of all, they hate Pride. They don't, Pride, well, they hate rainbows. They hate diversity. They want you in the closet or dead. And this Ethan Schmidt character, we've talked about him before. He is a closet case. I'll go out on a limb. Where is it? I'm only kidding. I'm not going out on a limb when I say that Ethan Schmidt is a closet case. So where is it? I got some clips of him. He literally is threatening people. I guess let me play it off the Twitter machines. It's incredible. Let me see. I thought I had it. I'm so annoying. I know. What the hell, man? What the fuck? That's why I need a real producer. And patrons at patreon.com/TavernDevlin. Oh, shit. All right. We still got time. Hold on. Come back. Ethan. Let me search Ethan. Maybe it'll come up. Here we go. Oh, no, not that one. Huh. I can't find it. I know I grabbed it, but okay. Whatever. Oh, I probably didn't. That's what I did. I didn't export it. Well, while I do that, let me see. We're producing the show right live on air. Ethan. Okay, hold on. It'll only take a minute or less. This is a good time to go and become a patron. I do have to turn on the goddamn memberships on YouTube. I told you I have to get some emojis made. It's everything. I always got to do something. That's why the theme song is still says RDT Daily. One of these days I'll get around to it. That's why I'm telling you. All right, you know the drill. You guys know. Let's see. Ethan. I should probably play that flat earth bitch again. That's always entertaining. While we wait. Here we go. Here's Ethan Schmidt. who is no doubt a closet case who wants to make love to that guy that he hangs out with all the time. And could you imagine being these two assholes? Or even one of them? That this is what they do with their time. They go around to stores and they assault displays that have rainbows in it. And targeting the LGBT community. They say, we're hunting LGBTQ. Which, like I said, it doesn't sound... Well, how you're hunting them? Here in this gun-soaked, blood-soaked nation, hunting LGBT. You think people are hearing that as a metaphor?
We're going to be coming every single one.
Fuck. I fucked that up. You see what I did? I made it... Well, whatever. It's stretched out. It doesn't matter. Just listen to him.
We're going to be exposing them. We're going to make massive scenes in every single target.
We're going to be making massive scenes.
And we're not going to let corporate poison the children. So
yes, it's all about the children.
That, we're going to be coming after you hard. I've already exposed you guys pretty good, but this is going to be next level stuff. So
Christ wins. LGBT loses.
Christ wins. LGBT loses.
Coming every single one. So guys, this June, me and my boy Kyle.
Who I really want to blow right now. That's what he's thinking. I want Kyle's arms around me. I wish they would just fuck already, these two. Why not? Life is short. There's nothing wrong with it. You're only behaving like this because you hate yourselves. This is science. It's not me talking. It's science. Science says that gay bashers are gay. They're secret gay. And if we lived in a world without right-wingers, if we lived amongst other human beings who are capable of functioning in a free society, it wouldn't even be an issue. Just give him a kiss already, Ethan. Give him a kiss, a big kiss, and go to bed. You will be so relieved, and we will too. The rest of society will too. But in the meantime, he won't, of course, because he is a freak. All of this fascism is rooted in religious, not really, doesn't mean religion is, I have my opinions on religion, but it's rooted in religious fundamentalism. And, that's conservatism in a nutshell. They need, they can only thrive in a demon-haunted world of repression. So freedom is terrifying to them. So anybody who isn't a closet case and anybody who's capable of functioning in a free society where people, live and let live. If you don't want to have a gay marriage, don't have one. What do you care? If you don't want your child to see a bunch of rainbows in a display, then don't. Who cares? Go somewhere. Go to the goddamn 99-cent store. I don't know. Go. Just go. Go Galt. Go to, really Putin's Russia. I do appreciate that Putin is making a home for right-wingers. We've talked about it before, that Putin is constructing a town or city or whatever for these fascist freaks to go and live with their autocrat. That's what they want. Go. This country is too woke for them. You don't, just because you lack the mental, the ethics, the ability, the maturity, the decency to function with other human beings who aren't like you, aren't repressed assholes like you, doesn't mean you get to inflict your manias on the rest of us. This country is far too evolved for you. You need to go to Putin's Russia. And here's a story from Putin's Russia. A gay TikTok couple under arrest under anti-LGBTQ plus law. A gay couple in Russia, popular on TikTok, were arrested by police and charged with violating the country's strict anti-LGBTQ plus laws this week. Now, what do you want to bet? That this is very pleasing. This is the way the Republicans want America to be. They want us to go backwards. Put gays in camps, put trans people in camps. Like Ethan Schmidt, he can't handle it. So, why don't they just simply ask gay people to wear pink triangles or something? Right? This is what they are. This is who Republicans are. They are the Nazis of our generation. And we cannot really, minimize that.
So, Target, you might as well perma-ban me forever across
I
all
love
your
this.
stores in the United States, because if you don't, we're going to be coming to every single one.
Well, good. Why don't they? They should perma-ban him.
What's it called?
I don't know what they're waiting for.
Satanic pride shrines for children.
It's incredible. For children, yes. Throw that children in there.
All the managers at every single
Never
Target.
mind gay children, children who have gay parents. Right.
All the employees that support it,
Because
we're going to make massive scenes.
Make massive scenes. Why don't you just shit your pants, honey, and then bend over and let your friends lick your ass or something? I don't know. Just a suggestion. That would be a pretty good scene. That'll really show people. Why don't you hit that? That's a good scene that you can do. You could unzip your friend's pants, and then make love to his crotch right there in the middle of Target. That would be a very notable scene, I would think.
Every single Target across Phoenix, Arizona. And we're not going to let corporate poison the children. So Target,
yes, the children.
Heads up that we're going to be coming after.
It's all about the children. The Nazis were like that too. So we can't ever minimize these freaks. They are Nazis, and they're dangerous. Now, Ethan Schmidt, I wish, would come out of the closet, but he won't because he is a coward. So, mark my words, it's only going to get worse. He is a dangerous person, and his story won't end well. All right. Well, in the meantime, remember, we will win. Yes, that's right. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. If you can, become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Keep coming back. It works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it, and live it. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I will see you soon. All right. Losing track of time again.
Hard. I've already
hard,
exposed you guys pretty good, but this is gonna be next level stuff. So
Christ wins. LGBT loses.
Wow, these two with their mustaches too. They. I don't know about you, but my gaydar is going off, and I don't need. I don't need the gaydar. We got science. Science says that homophobes are gay, and Ethan Schmidt and his boy Kyle are gay. and they hate themselves. So they inflict their manias outward. And him going to these stores, and this is how he spends his time, it screams, he's basically screaming that he is gay. He doesn't understand that because he's not evolved. You know, he's a young person. He is a right-winger, so he doesn't have the wisdom of experience. He doesn't have wisdom, period. He doesn't have intelligence. He's a very mediocre, basic bitch. So, of course, he doesn't understand that what he's doing is outing himself. If he wants to be in the closet, that's your right. I know. I mean, it's a pretty shitty way to go through life. You know, we got this one life to live. That's why they sell their fantasy about a mansion in heaven, because I guess they're looking forward to their mansion in the clouds, where they can. I guess they'll still be in the closet. Maybe when they get to heaven, can make them straight. Like, who gives a shit? You hear this? Who cares? Who cares what pee-pee of the person that you love, what their pee-pee is? Who gives a shit? Do you realize that in the future, you know, we've already won, first of all. In the future, we're not going back. We're not going back. In the future, the future. Why can't I get the sentence out? It's stuck in my mouth. That they will look back on this like we look back on, you know, anything from the 13th century. We look back like, thank God I don't live in that time. And Terry on the chat says, what is it with the children? What it is that it's another confession. It's another projection. They hate children. You know, the children that they supposedly care so much about are getting massacred in school shootings. And if they're the lucky ones, then they're coming out of school after enduring year after year of live shooter drills. You know, they're sufficiently traumatized from that. And there are studies on that, too, how it affects children. So, you know, if a child can endure a live shooter drill but not endure seeing a rainbow at Target, what are they talking about? What kind of children? What they want to protect the children? They want to. It's all bullshit. This is exactly like the Nazis, and that's because that's who they are. They can't help it. Everything was about the children with the Nazis too. It was all about the children, and everything that they did was about the children. And I mean, I can't stand these effing fascists. But the reason I'm pausing, I'm thinking about every time so we talk about the Nazis. You know, I know a lot about the Nazis. I've been a student of history for my entire life, but also, you know, really interested in the history of fascism and the rise of fascism. I wouldn't call myself an expert or scholar, but, you know, I probably know more about the history of World War II than these graduates of Meme University. So not every time, but, you know, these fascists, they'll contact me or whatever, say, well, yeah, they get very triggered by being called fascist. I'm not a fascist. I told you one guy emailed me. Well, it was a YouTube comment. I have never, ever in my life thought of being a fascist, or, you know, he was very upset that I was calling him a fascist or calling right-wingers fascists. And I'm like, Of course you are a fascist. If you support fascist movement, if you target minority groups right off the bat, you're a fucking fascist. You're a fascist. You know, they are doing the same things that the fascists did in Nazi Germany. You know, targeting minority groups, the sexism, misogyny, corruption, authoritarianism, the big daddy at the top, hierarchy, everyone in their place, their so-called natural place. And the Nazis, they were all about, they had God on their side, and same thing. All about protecting the children. I talked about it before, reading, I can't remember now. It's, the author's name is escaping me. Oh, why can't I think of it? Ordinary Men. The name of the book is Ordinary Men. Robert Browning. Yeah. He's the one that called Mitch McConnell the gravedigger of American democracy and compared him to Hindenburg in Nazi Germany. So he's a World War II scholar, and he wrote a book, Ordinary Men, which is about the reserve police battalion in Poland. And they there's gruesome stories, gruesome tales that are true. But what stuck in my mind was, there was one incident, and I'm hesitating to even detail it because it's so disgusting. Where, well, might as well, because this is what we're dealing with. Where, ordinary men, these were regular people. Regular guys, husbands, brothers, friends, lovers. And all thought they were decent men, I'm sure, right? But they were tasked with murdering the Jewish population of their town. And there are, it's just disgusting. And one of the stories I'm thinking of is where there was a woman. And of course, she had an infant in her arms, and then they killed the woman and took the infant and banged its head against the wall and killed it. And saying that we can't let the kid grow up without a mother now, can we? But in the book, Christopher Browning discusses how these men were. And part of the reason that the Nazis industrialized murder was because it was affecting the men who were carrying out the killing. Because before there was the Holocaust in Auschwitz and the concentration camps, there was the Holocaust of bullets, it's called. And it was affecting people, which goes to show you, I always say, because people always say how that human beings are warmongers, but I have to disagree. Yes, throughout history we've always been in conflict, but there wouldn't be such emotional damage if we were truly meant to be in this kind of violence and conflict constantly. I mean, maybe the goal is to learn to get along, live and let live. Work together as we were meant to do, as nature built us. So if we were such warmongers, if that was a life-affirming thing for us, then there wouldn't be shell shock or PTSD and whatnot. So, but one of the other things that stuck out in reading about this particular battalion and Nazi Germany in general was that they always said that the way they justified the murder was that they were doing it for the children. the future of Germany, the making a world that was free of all of these, useless eaters, as they called it. And then everything would be utopia. But this is right-wingers. It's all about the children, but they hate the children. The children who grow up hungry in this country at an appalling rate, who grow up in poverty, that the United States has the childhood poverty and worst in all of the industrialized world. Children whose families can't get by, whose mothers and fathers struggle to earn living wages and can't get a day off, right? Children, what do? Can't go to a doctor. Things like that. They hate the children. It's all goddamn distractions, projections, deflections, hate, and the part of the problem is Republicans fall for it all the time. Every time. They fall for the divide and conquer strategy because they're goddamn hateful inside. If only they would just get the goddamn help they need. They really need to just get the help you need. Like this asshole Ethan Schmidt. Just get help. Could you imagine what a better world this would be if that asshole could just go to a shrink and be honest with that person?
I also like to hunt LGBT supporters on my free time.
I'm sure you do.
Pastimes, We're also, we're going to be going on hunting expeditions pretty soon. Hunting the LGBT supporters across Arizona and Phoenix. So,
Hunting supporters, LGBT supporters.
You're not safe. If you support the LGBT agenda,
you're not safe.
You're not safe.
Now tell me, they love freedom? They love America? These freaks? This Ethan Schmidt asshole, closet case, he's also, he's taking pictures with Carrie Lake. He's a big right-winger. Of course he is. I know, but they don't condemn him. That's what I'm trying to say. These right-wingers, let me see. Who else is he? Ethan Schmidt has... this is who they are. Ethan Schmidt, let's see, Carrie Lake. They don't, ever condemn, just like they don't condemn the January 6th traitors and, let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. He's already said it. Right-winger calls for LGBTQ plus people to be put in camps. Okay? Hold on.
LGBT community. We need to find all of them.
Oh, shit. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. It's like not playing. Uh-oh. Here comes you-know-who again. Here he comes. Yeah. All right. Just sit down. Just sit the hell down, Junior. Don't. Oh, my God. All right. So, one last thing. I better play this before the show ends. I'll kick myself. All right. We got 20 minutes. All right. So, Ethan Schmidt is one asshole. There's many others. And earlier today, I was looking on Twitter and I came across this other video. And they're out of control, right? Because it's not just Ethan Schmidt, if only, right? There are other triggered assholes attacking Target. And the problem is that Target is caving to these assholes. They're removing the pride displays. And what is this going to do? You think it's going to satiate these freaks? No, it's only going to encourage them. And they're going to keep it up. Every time a corporation caves to terrorism, just like Joe Biden, if he gives in to these terrorists on the debt ceiling, it's only going to encourage them. Same thing with the corporate citizens that are abandoning the LGBTQ community for these right wingers. And here's the thing. Now they're saying that they're doing it for their employees who are being assaulted by these fuckers. Well, that's one reason why you don't cave to these scumbags, because they're assaulting people. Why don't you put your security guard there? Somebody comes in and starts their shit. Fucking put them just either throw them out. Call the cops. Call the goddamn cops. Why are you, caving? You're only going to make it worse for everybody. That's why with the January 6th traitors, that you can't play nice with these people. You got to come down on them like a hammer, legally and peacefully. But it's the same thing with this scumbag, with Ethan Schmidt and the rest of the kooks who hate America, hate diversity, hate freedom. They want it to be like Russia, putting gay people in jail for being out, like what's going on in Russia. And like I was saying, where is this? Russian Gela Goshvili, 23, told Newsweek that he and his Chinese national boyfriend, Hyang Zhu, were arrested by police in the city of Kazan on Wednesday and charged under a series of Russian laws, which includes a ban on the positive depiction of LGBTQ plus persons in media and the dissemination of gay propaganda to minors. What is the fucking difference between this, what's going on here, the terminology, and what we're dealing with now? The only difference is that it is not yet against the law. But that's coming if we give them an inch. If we give them the power. They're already writing laws against trans people. Gay people, we aren't discussed. What does that say to the young gay person who's in the closet and they're there? Or the young trans person? What that says is that you shouldn't even be alive. You shouldn't exist. That's why suicide among gay teens and gay young people and trans teens and young people in general is very high. It's one of the I don't know the statistical at the top. Let me see. Gay teen suicide. It's very astonishing and astounding. Suicide. Let's see. Facts about gay suicide. What do you say? When you write laws against gay people. I remember when I was younger, and that effing scumbag George W. Bush went into the Rose Garden, held a press conference, and the media broke in the middle of the day, and George W. Bush announced that the Republicans were going to pursue a constitutional amendment against gay people marrying. Marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman. I remember, oh God, I would get sick every time I heard that shit. It's a sacred bond between a man and a woman. And, you know, it would make me sick because I was like, who gives a shit? You know, once again, same PP, forming a legal marriage contract shouldn't be any of your business. If there's actually legal, equal protection under the law. What part of equal protection under the law is so triggering to you freaks? But, I mean, I'm talking to right-wingers, of course. And here we are, you know, we've made progress. And I'm thinking of Hillary Clinton at the time. She was my senator. And she's another one that was like, I believe that marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman. And it was so sickening. And she got booed, too, when she said that. But she would always say that, even though she was a freaking senator from New York. It was so... Give me a break. Oh, and then Obama, like they, you know, and then we have to hear how they evolved. They didn't evolve. They didn't give a shit. They were playing politics. Of course they were. But they were doing it on the lives of gay people. You know, the targeted minority group du jour. Now, here we are again. But we have made progress, and Republicans are doing all they can to roll it back. You know, how we have to deal with these assholes. If somebody wants to go get a marriage contract, a marriage license, I should say, and then you have these, what's that bitch's name? Somebody in the chat will remember, who refused to give gay people a marriage license because she didn't believe in it. Like, go fuck yourself. Really, get a life, losers. Well, speaking of get a life, I saw this video earlier, and I thought, who is that? Because I grew up on Staten Island. Thank God I'm out of there, because it's very Republican, and there are a lot of dicks out there, a lot of assholes, dicks and assholes, you know, metaphorically speaking, and a lot of closed minds. It really is a testament to the, you know, social contagion. And that's really why we have red states and blue states and, you know, regional accents, and because we're all, you know, we all influence each other. And Republicans suck, of course, but human beings want to be in community. So it's very easy to, if you have a weak mind and you're a moron, to fall into, oh yeah, I like Trump too. I think the election was stolen. You know, all the bullshit that spews from their lie holes. So I was looking at these videos of assholes going nuts and attacking Target displays, and like one asshole, one of many, was upset that there was a shirt that had a rainbow on it. It had a dinosaur, but it also had a rainbow on it. And he was very upset about that, this very masculine man. And he was saying how, you know, I mean masculine in quotes. And he was saying how that's horrible. This is why we're so feminized, which, there you go, another characteristic of fascism. You know, being feminine is being less, being, you know, that's why really homophobia is linked to misogyny. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. I'm sure you are, but it is absolutely the same. You know, it's the same. It's part of the same sickness, because being a woman is being less than, and if you're a man and you are gay, according to the mind of a right winger, you are making yourself somehow, you're feminizing yourself somehow. You know, you're becoming, you know, you're taking it, so to speak. Which, I mean, it's so fucked up and stupid, but that should really be the Republican tagline, you know, it's so fucked up and stupid. It kind of sums them up, right? Simply. Anyway, so I was watching videos and I came across this one, and I was like, that is a Staten Island accent.
Again, where is the display?
Fuck this.
Support.
I fucked it up again. How the fuck did I do that? I stretched this shit out. Well, that's what she said, right? Man, oh man, a Shevitz. I hate when I do that. God damn it. Let me find it normal and I'll play it off. God, why did I do that? Thank you for indulging me, everybody. Thank you for listening and being a patron. Fuck. I hate that part about me when I do that. All right. So anyway, this guy his name is Scott. What is his name again? Scott Labiat. I can't pronounce it. I know this guy. All right. Scott Lobiato. Okay. Just have a hard time getting it out of my mouth. Scott Lobiato. I guess I'm around the same age as this guy. I remember him when I was growing up. He was everywhere on Staten Island. He's an artist. All right. He sucks. But he makes a lot of paintings all over Staten Island of like flags and stars. So if you live on Staten Island or you're just passing through, you might see some of his stupid murals. But he was always a dick. Like one time there was this, he bought out a what do you call it? A billboard on Highland Boulevard, which is kind of a main drag that goes from one end of the island to another. And the billboard it was after 9/11, and it had a picture of a decapitated Osama bin Laden. And, you know, real nice people, right? Not that I'm like, okay, fuck Osama bin Laden. I was in the military after September 11th, so eat my ass if you have a problem with what I'm saying. So, you know, it was just, whatever. I wore the uniform of this country, so kiss my ass. So it was Osama bin Laden's head, decapitated head, being held by an eagle, if I'm remembering it correctly. And it had a flag in the background and some stars, and the eagle was holding the head out. And I don't remember exactly what it said. It said something like, "These colors don't run," or something fucking stupid. Of course, these assholes. This is who they are. It's all posturing and, bravado, pumping up their chests and pretending to be a patriot without having any inkling of what that means. Being a patriot to a right-winger is being a douchebag, being an asshole, being a menacing asshole who doesn't know how to behave in public, who doesn't know how to, live and let live, who can't function in a free society, right? Who can't, who doesn't know how to shut their filthy, stupid mouths, who thinks they know everything because they saw a meme, right? They have their degrees from Meme University, which is really probably better than Trump University, but still, of course, this guy, I'm out of Staten Island for over 20 years now, but thank God. And but he's been there. He's like like a minor celebrity there. I guess I haven't thought about him in many years until I came across this video, and I was like, who is that? That is a Staten Island accent, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Scott Lobiato. And he's up to his old trick. So here he is on, I guess, the Staten Island target, because Republicans, that's one thing, you know, and especially Staten Islanders, they don't go off that island. Not much. It's very insular.
Memorial Day weekend. Where is the display supporting and showing homage to our men and women of the military? There's nothing. There's a couple of little made-in-China patriotic pieces of shit here. Where's that? Huh? Last week was Cop Week.
Cop Week. Last week was... oh, fuck this. Why isn't it playing? I gotta play the whole thing. It's really worth it. Last week was Cop Week. Son of a bitch. Let's try it again.
Military, there's nothing. There's a couple of little made-in-China patriotic pieces of shit here. Where's that?
Can you believe this
Last
asshole?
week was Cop Week.
You just go to Target. You're trying to like shop. Here comes a fucking asshole.
We didn't. Target. What about November? In November, do we get the veterans display that says proud to be a veteran? No,
proud to be a veteran? I'm a veteran, yeah, fucking piece of shit. Shut up.
I just talk loud. I hope that corporate is watching this.
I just talk loud.
Because
you sure do.
This is bullshit. No problem with the pride section. Take the kids out of it.
That's the kids out of it.
Get rid of the kids shit that doesn't
Shut up.
In here. You cater to 0.1%, and 99% of us buy this shit in this store.
God.
But that's coming to an end.
Corporate
better change their fucking ways.
Wow.
You're going to go down like Budweiser.
Budweiser. That's Staten Island. Oh, God. Budweiser.
That's all right. You want to call the cops?
Yeah, call the cops. Call the cops on these dicks.
I'll be doing whatever the fuck I want.
You fucking loser.
Shame on you people going in here. You people complain.
God.
But you're still shopping this fucking shithole.
Oh my God. These tedious assholes. We have to live around these people. Why? Shut the fuck up. You fucking, we're the veterans. What about the veterans? I'm not a veteran. Why aren't you a veteran? You know? Right? Because you're too much of a selfish piece of shit? Is that it? You just like to jerk off veterans. But what about the cop week? Well, what about all the cops that were beaten by you and your traitorous friends, right? But he's a Trumpanzee, so. Oh, those cops don't count. What about the FBI that are being targeted by you monsters right now because they're carrying out their duties and coming to get the criminals? Who are you? And your Fuhrer? You know, the problem with the Republicans is when rules apply to them. You know, like Perjury Traitor Greene we played earlier in the show.
Memorial Day weekend. Where is the display?
Oh, decorum. You're reminded to have some decorum coming from her without a hint of irony. Memorial Day weekend. What about me? You know, it's all the posturing. It's all the attention. Like they give a shit. Oh, what about the memorial, the people who died for this country? Well, what about them? You know? You think they died so a con man with a fake university and a vitamin scam, a serial bankrupt sexual predator who received fewer votes both times, can squat in the White House? Even though we lost the election? What about the veterans? Well, they didn't die for that. They died so we'd have the peaceful transfer of power. I hate these people. God help us. And you know what? We will win. We will. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devil, and I'll see you soon. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devil. APS Radio News, maybe? I don't know. Scott Labiero. Look at some of the comments, which gave me some hope. Cry more, snowflake. That's a good one. Soy boy. He writes back. Soy boy. Somebody writes, hey, Pee-wee, you're the fragile little snowflake yelling at part-time teenagers because they don't have a display you want. Take your tiny little hands and wave them around somewhere else. Stop grooming children, you sick people, somebody writes. Fuck you. I'm so sick of these fucking assholes. You know, grooming. Everything is groom. They're such parrots without an ounce of original thought in their head. Now it's grooming. Back in the day, it's always something with them. Where either they're yelling about something they've been told to yell about. Like, death panels, grooming, cats and dogs marrying people because gay people get married. Everybody's, fuck you. You're a bunch of groomers who hate freedom. You groom this, your sick brat children to be a bunch of assholes. That's what they want. Like they want everybody to be, all the kids to be like Lauren Boebert's kids. Groomers. Oh yeah, they want the groom kids to hate themselves. The groom them. They want to groom people like Ethan Schmidt. Make a whole bunch of Ethan Schmidts. Make a whole bunch of Scott Lobiatos. Asshole. Who can't just leave people alone. Leave people the fuck alone. Let them go shopping. You think they want to deal with you? That happened today, this afternoon, like 5 hours ago. So it's Friday night before the holiday. They go to the store. They got to deal with you having a tantrum. They got to deal with some stupid right-winger yelling out. I don't see any, trans people yelling. They just want to live. They just want to exist without you Nazis harassing them. That's all the people want. That's the other, shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You stinking, tedious, little, fragile snowflakes who hate freedom. You don't like a rainbow display? You don't have to look at it. You don't like a rainbow shirt? You don't have to buy it. Oh, it's children. Take the children out of here. The children. You hate children because you behave like children. You don't teach the children anything decent. Well, look at the con man. What about him? All through the Clinton years, that's all I heard. The children. What about the children? While Republicans were doing all they can. This is what I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. They wanted to see Clinton's dick. Remember that? They wanted to have it in the record. They wanted to describe it. They said it had a little bend in it. And they wanted to put it in detail in the Star report. But it's all because it's all about debasing their opponents, The Clintons' big problem was that Hillary Clinton was trying to bring this country on par with the rest of the fucking world and have universal health care. That was her mistake. Republicans, they don't give a shit that children were losing their parents because they couldn't afford to go to a fucking doctor, right? You know, grooming orphans and shit. Grooming children to be orphans when 35,000 Americans needlessly die every year because they can't afford to go to a doctor. But I always remember that with these Republicans. They wanted to see Clinton's dick. And they still do it. They're still up to that shit all the time. They always want to see your pee-pee. They got to know all about it. You know, because the children, right? Fucking ridiculous. But the children see that behavior? What about the children? You know, the children need to grow up in a normal society where people get to go to Target without being assaulted by assault weapons and or assaulted by a fucking asshole who's a snowflake. You know, for all the charges of we're snowflake, liberal snowflake, you're triggered. I never see liberals going around screaming at displays in Target. It's always the right wingers. They have got problems with stupid things. Making mountains out of molehills is just manipulating things constantly. Like, why don't you get a real issue? What's your issue? They got nothing. You know, they hate another segment of the population. That's their issue. Again, it's always the same. But it's the children, right? Either Jesus is telling them, well, this is kind of mixed, right? Jesus is telling them to hate somebody. And it's the children. It's always the children. What about the children? What about the children? Yeah, what about them? Why don't you act like a goddamn grown-up? And you could be a model. You can model adulting. Jesus Christ. And then he writes back. Somebody writes, don't shop at Target, but please don't go in and yell at employees. You did nothing. Wait. They did nothing wrong and should not be verbally abused. And then he writes back, Jesus, pipe down. That's not what happened. You weren't there. Well, we saw you, asshole. What happened? I can't imagine what happened before and after, which were with the context. All I saw was you getting more escalated and more amped up because you were recording yourself, harassing these poor minimum wage fucking workers who don't want to deal with your shit. Somebody writes, somebody pay attention to me. And then I wrote, yes, your Nazi forebears came from the LGBT community first. I can't talk. Your Nazi forebears came for the LGBT community first, too. And I wrote, as someone who wore the uniform of this country while you were talking tough and crying for attention, let me tell you to grow the fuck up and stop harassing people, you tedious, incipient, Trumpanzee, democracy-loathing traitor. I hate these people. Look, children are their target. Yeah, oh, there's a real meme warrior we got there. The problem is Target getting, conceding to their demands. You don't negotiate with terrorists. Kudos, man. Thanks for raising your voice. Oh, my God. Somebody writes, he didn't do shit. You're all cowards. Really go confront someone and see what happens to you. He has you crying. Fair enough. Because, yeah, that's who Republicans are. You know, that's all they want, to make you cry. Liberals cry. Because it's not just liberals. They hate America. You see, they want to trigger their fellow Americans and make them cry. Now, what kind of a patriot wants to make their fellow Americans cry? Right? Is that why they stormed the beaches of Normandy? Because they wanted to make their fellow Americans cry? You know, there are men in graves all over this world who gave their life fighting people like them. And here they are, throwing a tantrum all the time, just throwing tantrums, because this country isn't fascist enough for them. It's not hateful enough for them. It's not, you know, it's too democratic for them. There's too much peaceful transfer of power for them. There's too many laws for them. It's too much of a nation of laws. They hate that. So let's target the FBI now. Let's target the cops who protect the representatives instead of letting the mob hang them. Please. You see what I mean? Oh, the veterans. These veterans are rolling in their graves. It makes me sick. Really, it makes me physically ill that these scumbags they so without any right, that they have co-opted, or they've just taken the mantle of patriotism when they're nothing of the sort. They are the furthest things from patriotic. They hate veterans. I'm sick of mincing words. You know, I don't mince the words, but I'm talking about others, like the Democrats themselves. When they go on the corporate media, just let it out, man. Call them what they are. I appreciate that some people are, you know, they're dipping the toe in the water and letting it out. These are fascists. Yes, they are. And that's good that it's being discussed openly. But they're not patriots. That's it. Show me where they're patriotic. Oh, they like wearing a lot of fucking shirts with eagles on it. Yeah. But they hate this country. They hate the people of this country. That is not patriotic. They're in the process of a coup. They hate they target minority groups right off the bat. You know, that's why I can't stand, the corporate media. You know that. I keep saying it. But right off the bat, when Trump announced his campaign on the backs of a targeted minority group, at the time, Mexicans are rapists, right? That's what he said. Coming out of the gate, it should have been reported right from the get-go that this is a filthy fucking fascist, and any patriot should recoil from this con man as if from a hot flame. He is a danger. He is unfit, and we've seen this tactic throughout history, and most recently in the mid-20th century. And those actual patriots who gave their last measure of devotion on the beaches of Normandy and all over Europe and in the Pacific, that They didn't give their lives so some effing con man could use fascism and in this nation of immigrants to target to just announce a campaign targeting a minority group. That's how it should be reported. I don't understand why it isn't. I guess, corporate media. Unreal. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Don't get me started. It's the end of the show. Anyway, what time is it? Guys, let me see. Oh, thank you, Kathy, for your super chat. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Oh, mamma mia. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, we will keep getting together. And, yeah. I'm sorry I didn't play that video earlier in the show, so it could get on Progressive Voices, but it is what it is. It'll be on it's on our video channel, and it's on, it's just, we got to call these people out. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Yeah, didn't Reagan take civics out of school? Haiku writes. The first act to create a generation of right-wing traitors. Abso-fucking-lutely. Exactly. But we will win. We will. Because really we already have. That's why this backlash is so violent. You see what I mean? It's a reaction to our success. But we cannot be lulled into a sense of security, even though we will win. We have to fight them and smash them legally and peacefully into history's trash bin yet again. And then our forebearers, what is the progeny, what's the future? Ancestors and not the forebearers, what do you call it? What's the opposite of it? Let's see. I can't think of the word. What's the opposite of ancestors? Come on, man. I should have asked the chat GTP this question. Let's see. Oh, I gotta tell you, this is not a political thing. Is descendant. Yes, that's the word. The opposite of ancestor is descendant. I've been using ChatGTP, right, to try to figure some shit out with the show and everything, try to get some tools to make it quicker and not make the show quicker, but make what I have to do quicker, like edit it and shit like that. And so I've been asking it questions. Are there AI tools for this? Are there AI tools for that? Right? I gotta find this one thing. Let me see. Oh, man. I asked it a question. And I gotta tell you, it lied to me. Okay? And it made up a completely fabricated thing. I asked it, I'm just trying to find the question, because it's all in my history here. Let me see. I asked it about, are there any tools that will help, make a clip. I was looking for something to make a quick edit or find clips, that I could put on as shorts. You know what I mean? So let me see. And it made up I'm just trying to find it because it made up a tool. And I said, and then I went to go find it and find this tool that I was like, oh, that sounds perfect, right? And it didn't exist. And then I went back to it and I said, I cannot find what you're talking about. How come, this website doesn't exist, this tool doesn't exist. And I went on and this was actually last week after the show. I wish these things were listed by date. And I kept going back at it, and I was like, why did you lie to me? I wanted to get to the bottom of it. Where did you get this information from? You know what I mean? Please tell me where you came up with this name. Oh, here it is. I found it. It said, here, I'll show you. I said to add, because I said, please show me how I can add chapters to my YouTube video using AI. Okay. Where is it? I'm trying to find where it tells me about this fake tool. It's not too bunny. Oh no, that's not the right one. Shit. Sorry. Anyway, to make a long story short, I got into a thing with it then. Because I was like, why did you lie to me? Where did you get this name from? You know what I mean? I'm just bringing it up because I didn't know that this thing... I know that it could be incorrect. And I've showed you examples of that where I'm like, no, this happened because I asked it about, times the Republicans, I said Republicans have committed treason to win an election. And then it was like telling me, don't be mean or whatever. And then I said, well, I brought up the Nixon thing. And, here it is. Here it is. I don't know if this is interesting to anybody but me, but so I said, what AI service will figure out the best parts of my YouTube videos to turn into shorts? Okay. So it gives me a bunch of names, Premiere, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I want it to help me pick out, what AI services find the best parts of my YouTube videos to turn into a short. One example of an AI-powered service that can help you find the best parts of your YouTube videos is called Bite-Sized AI. All right. Bite-Sized AI is an AI-driven platform specifically designed to identify and extract engaging moments from longer videos. It uses an advanced algorithm to analyze factors such as audience engagement, sentiment, analysis, visual cues, and audio patterns to determine the most impactful segments within your videos. With Bite-Sized AI, you can upload your videos to YouTube, to the platform, and it will automatically analyze and generate short clips or highlights based on AI-driven insights. These clips can then be exported and shared as shorts on various platforms. It is important to note that the availability of specific features of AI-powered services can change over time, so it's a good idea to explore and compare different options, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I was like, that's exactly what I need. Perfect. And I went and I looked, Bite-Sized AI, URL, search for it as its own thing. It doesn't exist. And then I wrote back, what is the URL of Bite-Sized? I apologize for the confusion, but as an AI language model, I don't have real-time access to specific URLs, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then I wrote back, please don't give me wrong and confusing information. Why would you waste my time telling me about something called bite-sized AI, only to tell me it doesn't actually exist as a thing that I could find or use? I apologize for the confusion I caused. I made an error in my response, and I apologize for wasting your time with incorrect information about bite-sized AI. I strive to provide accurate responses, blah, blah, blah. So I wrote, why did you lie to me about bite-sized AI? I apologize for any confusion. I mean, and this went on. I was like, but what is bite-sized AI? Did you make it up? I apologize for the confusion, blah, 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 you know. And I wrote, I'm so confused. Why would you lie about something? Did you just make up a thing called bite-sized AI, or does it exist? I apologize for the confusion. It was not my intention to provide false information. I made an error by mentioning bite-sized AI. Isn't this fucked up? I don't know. What do you think about that? Isn't that crazy? It's kind of weird. I thought that was nuts. I apologize for I said, if you were not aware of a specific service called bite-sized AI, then why did you write a whole 3 paragraphs about it as if it were something that actually exists, and then send me on a wild goose chase? I apologize for the confusion. It was an error on my part to provide information about bite-sized without having accurate knowledge. Isn't that crazy? Once again, I apologize for the confusion, the wasted time, or frustration. I said, I'm just confused why you would actually just make something up. I mean, it sounds perfect. I wish somebody would have invented bite-sized AI. All right. I apologize for the confusion. In this case, I made an error by mentioning bite-sized AI without accurate knowledge of its existence. What? It made something completely up. I said, what's the error? The error in my previous response was providing information about bite-sized AI as if it were real. Isn't this fucking crazy? So you made up a thing that didn't exist. I apologize for the confusion, blah, blah, blah. In this case, I mistakenly mentioned bite-sized AI without accurate knowledge of its existence or functionality. Isn't that crazy? I said, I'm just trying to find out where you got the name bite-sized AI from. Did you make it up? I just wanted to know, like, what's its thinking pattern? I did not intend to make up or fabricate information about bite-sized AI. As an AI language model, I generate a response based on patterns and examples from the training data I have been provided. So, I'm just saying. And then I wrote, so you made up a thing called bite-sized AI. And please stop apologizing for it. Just truthfully answer my question. Did you make up that name, or did you find it somewhere? Where did you find it? I apologize for any confusion. Okay. To clarify, I did not find the name bite-sized AI from any particular source or reference. It was an incorrect statement on my part, and I apologize for any confusion. Isn't that crazy? So you made it up. You just made up a thing called bite-sized AI, and I'm pressing the issue because you're not supposed to make things up, otherwise known as a lie. I apologize for the misunderstanding or frustration caused by my incorrect information. Where did you find the name bite-sized AI? I apologize for the confusion. I mean, it just goes on. He, whatever, she. It just goes on a round loop. It will not answer my question where it got this name, where I just wanted it to tell me where you got this information. Where is he or it is pulling the thing that he made up from? Why would he make up? AI made up a name and went on a 3-paragraph description of something that didn't exist, but it was exactly what I wanted, and it doesn't exist in any form. Nothing called bite-sized AI exists. And well, it does. It's a thing on Twitter. Somebody has the bite-sized, at bite-sized, but it's some like digital magazine. Oh, wow. I'm just bugging out that you're a liar, I wrote. You basically told me about a thing that could do exactly what I need and went through it step by step. And when I went to look for this amazing tool, I was sent on a wild goose chase. Now I'm sitting here wondering whether you could be trusted at all. Anyway, this is where I dropped it, because it was just repeating the same excuses. I apologize. I didn't mean it. Am I out of my mind here? This is nutty. It's crazy. It made something up. I don't know. It's the perfect tool for today's world, I suppose. If you really want to think about it. All right, my friends. You guys are great. Thank you so much for your support and everything else. Your love, your understanding, your funniness, your practical support, your help, your being patrons and super chatters and moderators in the chat. Haiku, thank you so much for always being there. Jim, thank you so much too. You guys are great. Thank you for being moderators. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. If you have the day off, relax, rest, do what you gotta do, whatever. I don't want to tell you what to do. I don't know. I'll be here researching tools on the internet and trying to figure out how to grow the channel. All right, guys, I love you. I don't know what I'd do without you. If you can, the drill, become a patron. If you can, also, give the show a good review, all that shit. That helps. And remember, I don't know what I'd do without you. That's it. We will win. We will win. You're great. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paradoo. Thank you, guys. Winston and Haiku and Terry and BB Delay and JD and who else is here? No. I just missed somebody. Kathy, of course. Thank you, Kathy. Tommy Smith. I know. Tommy writes, thank goodness you escaped Staten Island. Exactly. Thank you. All right. I gotta run. I got some cats in the bedroom that need some attention. There's also, I think I told you, didn't I tell you? There's some cats in the, kittens that need to be rescued, so there might be some kittens here soon. Hopefully we can find them. It's always tough. I feel bad, Hopefully. Gotta get the mama too, so we can TNR her. All right, my friends. Have a great weekend. And remember, we will win. Because we are on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity, We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you during the week.